Hi, this is Shannon, and I'll be reading you selections from the Sandwich Enterprise, dated October 10th, 2025. Our first headline is Commission on Disability Responds to Open Meeting Law Complaint by Taylor Frizzetti. The Commission on Disability discussed an open meeting law complaint during a meeting held on Wednesday. Candace S. Thompson filed a complaint with the Attorney General's office last month regarding members openly discussing group text messages with each other. With a few exceptions, any use of electronic messaging by public body members to communicate with a quorum of public body members during or outside of a meeting may constitute private deliberation, which is prohibited by the Open Meeting Law. The Mass.gov page on Open Meeting Law reads, during a Commission on Disability meeting held on August 18th, Commissioner Janine A. Cullen asked if the Commission could limit group text messages from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and limit texts over the weekend. Other commissioners acknowledged Cullen's comment and agreed it was a fair request. Commissioner Lisa A. Judelson noted that voice-over applications used to read texts repeat the number or contact information before reading a message, including for simple notifications such as someone liking a message. These communications are clearly occurring outside a public meeting and among a majority of the Commission members. This is a clear violation of the Open Meeting Law, Thompson wrote in the complaint. She requested that the Commission on Disability attend mandated open meeting law training and release the group text message chain to the public. During the Wednesday meeting, Michelle E. Randazzo of KP Law discussed the matter with the Commission. As folks know, the open meeting law doesn't allow a quorum of a public body to communicate outside of a meeting, whether it's by in-person, by phone, by email, or by text, in a matter that is considered to be engaging in deliberation on a matter, Randazzo said. There are some exceptions, though, and those exceptions are the circulation of meeting materials without substantive discussion, scheduling, trying to get a meeting organized, such as, are folks available at this date and time? Randazzo said that she reviewed the text thread, and in her opinion, it covers permissible topics such as scheduling and requesting access to the meeting, rather than substantive deliberations or discussions. She said that her response to the Commission mentions that the topics were permissible without substantial discussion and includes the text thread. Generally, the Commission members use the text message thread to discuss scheduling, agendas, and technical difficulties accessing the meeting. On the rare occasions on which any discussion has deviated from that established norm, it has been to discuss something entirely outside the jurisdiction of the Commission, such as well wishes for a member's upcoming surgery. The response reads, the Commission created its group text messaging thread for accessibility purposes, as it found that some members required devices, such as screen readers, which were not as compatible with electronic mail as with other forms of messaging. Commission on Disability Chairwoman Megan Keegan noted that members text to communicate access issues. We are the Commission on Disability, and everybody has different disabilities and has different needs. Sometimes being able to ask for the meeting link in that way because they can't access it in a different way is an accommodation, which has to be done, Keegan said. Commissioner Dom Jellison said that he believed because this is the second complaint filed by Thompson that the complaint was a personal attack on the Commission. We are a protected class of people, Keegan said, so there are protections by law about that, and it can be addressed with the ADA coordinator. So if anybody does have concerns that they are being targeted because of their disability or they're advocating for disabilities, that is something that is protected by law. Cullen and Commissioner Kelly Trapazzo said that they agreed with Jellison's sentiment. It seems like this person is watching our meetings with the implicit purpose of finding open meeting violations and reporting them, Cullen said. Can we make this stop, Michelle? Randazzo said that although it may seem like a lot to receive 2 complaints within about a year, other towns, committees, and boards have had numerous complaints filed. We have folks that don't even live in Massachusetts anymore, and they watch meetings and they look at agendas for boards and committees all across the state just to file meeting law complaints, Randazzo said. They will say, "We consider this to be part of our public service. We are watchdogs." Thompson told the Enterprise that she had filed a complaint against the commission, not individuals. The commission is not a protected class. It is an advisory body required to do its business in public. I just want to ensure that transparency occurs, she said. Group texting raises questions about transparency. The commission agreed to issue the response created by Randazzo. The weather this week. Saturday, a high of 64, a low of 50, partly cloudy. Sunday, a high of 60, a low of 54, and there is rain expected. Meetings this week are Visitor Services Board, Tuesday, 8:45 a.m., Town Hall, Sandwich Arts Alliance. Old Kings Highway Regional Historic District Commission, Tuesday, 1:30 p.m., West Barnstable Fire Station Meeting Room. Zoning Board of Appeals, Tuesday, 6 p.m., Sand Hill School Community Center. This meeting is broadcast live by Local Government Channel 9, Education Channel 8, and Public Channel 6, and streaming at www.sandwichtv.org. Public Library Board of Trustees, Tuesday, 7 p.m., Sandwich Public Library, McKnight Room. Our next front page headline is Planning Board Recommends Zoning Amendments by Taylor Frusetti. The Planning Board approved a number of zoning bylaw amendments that will be up for vote during the special town meeting, including ones related to expanded accessory dwelling units and affordable housing incentives, during a meeting held on Tuesday. Amending the zoning bylaw to include a definition for expanded accessory dwellings, EADUs, will be on the special town meeting warrant. Last spring, town meeting approved a zoning amendment that aligned with the Affordable Homes Act, making accessory dwelling units, ADUs, a protected class and allowed by right. However, multiple community members have expressed that the size limitations for ADUs allowed by right are too restrictive. The expanded ADU bylaw aims to remedy that. There is a minimum lot size of 40,000 square feet because we would essentially be able to have an expanded accessory dwelling unit bylaw and also a protected use accessory dwelling unit bylaw. You would be able to have 3 dwelling units on a property, said Community Development Director Leanne Drake. A primary residence on the property is required for both options. During the last meeting, the Planning Board tentatively decided to have the size of the EADU described as no larger than 80% of the gross floor area of the single-family dwelling or 1,500 square feet of gross floor area, whichever is smaller. Planning Board member Jennifer Reisig had concerns about the size of the expanded accessory dwelling unit, noting that some could be the size of a small Cape-style home. You could take that a lot that's 80,000 square feet. It's almost 2 acres if it will withstand Title V and septic, and essentially turn it into 3 dwellings, she said. I just think that from a density perspective, it's changing more, and it has unintended consequences. Drake explained that without a sewer, it would be challenging to have a primary residence, an accessory dwelling unit, and an expanded accessory dwelling unit on one lot due to septic requirements and associated costs. Additionally, amending the affordable housing density bylaw to incentivize the creation of affordable housing in town by explicitly allowing the reuse of existing structures for affordable housing, as well as allowing the creation of smaller pocket neighborhoods. The purpose of all of this is to look at the areas that have already been disturbed and maybe make those slightly denser so that we can continue to preserve open space, Drake said. Remedying a procedural issue by including a reference to the general permit for stormwater discharge from small municipal sewer systems in the protective zoning bylaws will be up to a vote this November. Town engineer Sam Jensen explained that programs intended to help control what goes into the town's drainage system are already in place. However, referencing the general permit for stormwater discharge will help keep the town in compliance with the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, and the Department of Environmental Protection, DEP. A zoning amendment that would create a site plan review process for extensive land disturbance in an effort to implement erosion control measures will also be on the docket for town meeting. I have received a few calls from residents that were concerned that this was going to limit their ability to do flower beds or gardening efforts on their property. That is not the intent of that, Drake said. In an effort to limit any confusion, the planning board decided to change the clearing threshold from 5,000 square feet to 10,000 square feet and included the language trees and understory. Gully Lane resident Ellen Asek commended the board for the change. I happen to own a large property, so when you say clearing or cutting would be mowing, and I have fields to mow, she said. The planning board approved the proposed zoning amendments, which were scheduled to be presented to the select board on Thursday. Our next front page headline is Robotic Glider to Circumnavigate the Globe Honors Woods Hole Ocean Tech Pioneer by Katie Nelson. A first of its kind circumnavigation of the globe by an unmanned underwater autonomous robot glider named Red Wing is set to begin this week in Woods Hole. During the 3 to 5 year journey, Red Wing will collect unprecedented ocean chemistry, weather, and conservation data. The project, the Sentinel Red Wing mission, is a collaboration between Rutgers University and Teledyne Marine. The glider looks like a bright yellow torpedo. It is 22 meters long and 33 centimeters in diameter, with 2 fins. It will move through the water at the speed of a baby crawling. There is no engine or propeller on the glider, but it does have integrated thrusters which allow for the glider to sprint at 3.5 knots. Sprinting can help the glider move through strong currents. Typically, in ideal conditions, the glider moves by adjusting its buoyancy while the wings provide a lift, just like gliders in the air. The glider can submerge to 1,000 meters below the ocean's surface and then travel back to the surface where it can transmit collected data to a satellite. Data is transmitted by Red Wing once every 12 hours, said Scott Glenn, one of the project's 2 scientific leads from Rutgers University. The global journey will start on Friday, October 10th at Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, WHOI, with an opening ceremony where representatives from Rutgers, Teledyne, and WHOI will make remarks before Red Wing embarks. A research vessel will take Red Wing on a 4-hour boat ride off the coast of Martha's Vineyard, where it will be launched into the Atlantic Ocean. From there, Red Wing will start the first leg of its journey and enter the Gulf Stream. The plan is for Red Wing to head east, then south, and travel across the North Atlantic. Its first manned stop will be at a glider port in Gran Canaria, an island off the northwest coast of Africa. Glider ports along the way will provide maintenance and ensure Red Wing is prepared for its next leg of the journey. From the glider ports, scientists will be able to exchange and observe data. The Red Wing is a Slocum Sentinel model glider created by Teledyne Marine. The Slocum glider allows for continuous ocean monitoring for more than a year, where mission durations were previously limited to weeks and months. Glenn and Oscar Schofield of Rutgers University are the project's 2 scientific leads. In an interview with the Enterprise, Glenn and Schofield said that they hope that data collected from this mission will be like finding missing puzzle pieces. For example, Glenn said international models of the Gulf Stream vary. With data from Red Wing, oceanographers we'll be able to confirm which model is operating the best, Glenn said. Glenn said one of the many benefits of autonomous underwater gliders is the ability to send them into parts of the ocean that are too difficult or dangerous for other research vessels to explore. It can also stay out at sea during extreme weather events, such as hurricanes, and continue to collect data through the storm. Another benefit will be monitoring areas of the ocean that are not well studied. Schofield said that there are more satellites in space than sensors in the ocean. Having continuous data from the sensors on board Redwing will help oceanographers create models and data that disprove or confirm existing data internationally. With real-time ocean chemistry measurements, more accurate weather methodologies, such as heat wave forecasting, will be developed. Redwing will also be able to provide monitoring data related to marine ecosystems, which will assist marine ecologists with conservation efforts. Acoustic sensors on Redwing will be able to identify tagged marine life, such as whales and sharks, Schofield said. Schofield's research and expertise is focused on biological oceanography and ecology, while Glenn's research and expertise is in oceanographic engineering and autonomous systems. Both are instructors at Rutgers. Glenn said about 20 students were coming to Woods Hole for the launch ceremony on Friday. Many of the undergraduate students involved in the project are not science majors, Schofield said. Rutgers undergrads are tasked with charting the course and creating hazard maps which take shipping routes, currents, and environmental conditions into consideration. Schofield said graduate students assist in demonstrating to the undergrads new ways to look at the data. Glenn and Schofield said that the mission is dedicated to the memory of the late Douglas C. Webb, a world leader in the development of oceanographic research technologies. Among many other oceanographic technologies, Webb conceived and developed the Slocum glider. Webb also founded the Webb Research Corporation, which became Teledyne Marine, after his 40-year career WHOI. In 2021, Webb was appointed an oceanographer emeritus in 2021. Webb passed away in November last year. Schofield said Webb lived by the motto, work hard, have fun, and change the world. Redwing is an acronym which stands for Research and Education Doug Webb International Glider. After making its way from South Africa to Australia during the second leg of the mission, it will then travel on to New Zealand and into the Antarctic Circumpolar Current. The current will pull Redwing towards the Falkland Islands. From there, the journey will continue to Brazil and the Caribbean before coming back to New England. Our next article is Bert Fisher to Resign from School Committee by Taylor Frizzetti. Sandwich School Committee member Burton E. Fisher announced his resignation from the committee during a meeting held on Wednesday. My house in Sandwich will close on November 4th, and as of that date, I will leave the excellent Sandwich School District and move on to, let's say, politely, a far lesser district, he said during the correspondence and announcements portion of the agenda. Fisher said that his resignation will take effect on Thursday, October 23rd, the day after the last school committee meeting he will attend as a member. He said that he has not missed a regular school committee meeting since being elected in 2020. Sean Roche encouraged me to run as he was familiar with my background as a teacher and my knowledge of kids, he said. Superintendent Joseph P. Marusak has been invaluable to me as a colleague and friend. Sandwich has an excellent school committee composed of knowledgeable and just plain decent people. School committee vice chairwoman Danielle Binienda said that she learned a lot from Fisher and she respects the fact that he is not afraid to speak his mind. Just know this, Bert. You are always welcome here and in many, many ways. Sandwich will always be your home, Marusak said. Next article is Democratic Town Committee Awards College Scholarship. The Sandwich Democratic Town Committee, SDTC, recently awarded its annual $500 college scholarship to Sandwich resident Bryce Sawyer, a 2025 graduate of Sandwich Middle High School. Sawyer now attends Massachusetts Maritime Academy in Bourne with a major in energy systems engineering. She competed with many local applicants for the award, which is based on academics, extracurricular achievement, community service, and a submitted essay. The SDTC provides a forum for understanding and a community path to action on issues of importance to voters. The SDTC connects local voters and volunteers with elected officials and candidates at the local, regional, statewide, and national levels. Meetings are held on the third Monday of each month. Those interested in getting involved should contact Beth Cummings at sandwichtcma@gmail.com. Next article is Conservation Trust Celebrates 40th with Gala. The Sandwich Conservation Trust, SCT, is planning a special 40th anniversary gala fundraiser on Sunday, October 26th at the Sagamore from 1 to 4 p.m. The public is invited to celebrate this milestone and support its efforts of the Sandwich Conservation Trust, a private non-profit organization dedicated to preserving land in the town of Sandwich. Proceeds from this fundraiser will be allocated to improving and maintaining the trails of the 6 properties the SCT owns that are available to the public. Guests will have the opportunity to meet SCT members and trustees, learn about past accomplishments, and discuss ideas for future events. SCT President John Colity and Mark Robinson, Executive Director of the Compact of Cape Cod Conservation Trusts, will share their thoughts as well. The event includes a buffet pasta meal with a choice of 2 sauces, salad and dessert prepared by the Sagamore, and a cash bar. Seabreeze with musicians SCT trustee Brian Kelly and George Machon will play their coastal easy listening music. The event will also feature a silent auction and includes gift items, original artwork, and unique experiences, such as a private in-home Baroque cello concert by classical musician Phoebe Carai. Local businesses such as Titcomb's Bookshop, Press Ahead Coffee, Brown Jug, and more have contributed items for door prizes. A table for 8 at $500 includes 8 beer, wine, soda, drink vouchers, and the option to display promotional materials for your small business, if applicable. Individual reservations are $50 each, with dinner and 1 door prize ticket. To make reservations before Sunday, October 19th, visit the gala page at sandwichconservationtrust.org or email sandwichconservationtrust@gmail.com or send a check to P.O. Box 531 East Sandwich, Massachusetts 02537. The next article is Fall Fest set for November 1st. The Sandwich Recreation Department will host Fall Fest on Saturday, November 1st at Oak Crest Cove in partnership with the Sandwich Foundation and the Sandwich Elementary PTA. The Fall Fest will feature all new games, live music by the Moonlighters, pony rides, face painting, a petting zoo, pumpkin decorating, food trucks, and more. Admission is $10 per person, ages 2 and under are free, and tickets can be purchased online at www.sandwichrec.com for entry at 4:30, 5:45, or 7 p.m. Tickets include access to all activities, food and beverages available for purchase separately. Advanced ticketing is strongly encouraged. If or when ticket slots are filled, there will be no opportunity to purchase tickets at the gate. Parking will be located at the Center for Active Living with a free shuttle service provided throughout the evening. Accessible parking will be provided at the Oak Crest Cove main lot with golf cart transportation to the event venue. There is no rain date for this event. In the event of rain, all online ticket purchases will be fully refunded. The Sandwich Recreation Department is also seeking volunteers to help make this event possible. To volunteer, call 508-888-4361. Next article is Sandwich Cares to Meet, October 20th. The next meeting of Sandwich Cares is scheduled for Monday, October 20th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Center for Active Living, 70 Quaker Meeting House Road. Parker Monks, LICSW, of the Sandwich Police Department will speak alongside Community Service Officer Brian Bondarek. They will discuss the recent work they have been doing to serve the Sandwich community. Sandwich Cares is a gathering of dedicated individuals who are committed to finding solution-focused approaches to combat substance use and its devastating effects on the community. Through collaboration, education, and advocacy, it aims to create a safer and healthier environment for all Sandwich residents. The next article is Large-Scale Solar Project Application Withdrawn by Taylor Frizzetti. An application to expand a ground-mounted solar project at Sandwich Lodge and Resort has been withdrawn. The update was briefly mentioned during a planning board meeting held on Tuesday. In an email to town planner Stephen M. Tucker, Emanuela Aman of Sierra Standard Energy, LLC, wrote that the group has applied for a building permit for the 248 kilowatt project, and the company is currently in the application process for a certificate of appropriateness. Tucker explained that because the project was under 250 kilowatts, it did not trigger a planning board review. However, the group applied for a special permit to expand the project to 278 kilowatts due to the customer requesting an increase in capacity. Multiple community members raised concerns about the project during the August 19th meeting, citing potential health risks and negative financial impacts. During the August meeting, Planning Board Chairwoman Nicole K. Alette noted that by going through the special permit process for the increased capacity, the Planning Board would have an opportunity to have more of a say on the project in regards to its effect on abutters, whereas the Planning Board would not get a say on the specifics of the project if it remains under 250 kilowatts. An email written by Tucker, dated September 18th, states that the applicant's representative gave a verbal notice of intent to withdraw the application for the additional solar panels. This results from a finding that under the zoning bylaw, it is not within the purview of the Planning Board to permit large-scale ground-mounted solar installations in the BL1 zoning district, Tucker wrote. Given that the town does not entertain requests for variances to accommodate non-conforming uses, there is no path available to the applicant to gain approval of the additional capacity. The next article is Sandwich Fest Porch Fest offers beats and treats by Taylor Frizzetti. Clear skies made it easy for families to enjoy shopping on Water Street and music from porches throughout Sandwich Village during the dual Porch Fest at Sandwich Fest event held on Saturday, October 4th. Last year was the first year that the Sandwich Chamber of Commerce and the Sandwich Arts Alliance held the two events simultaneously, once again bringing crowds to local businesses. Sandwich Chamber of Commerce Chairwoman Paula Johnson said that last year approximately 5,000 people attended the event, and we easily had that many again. Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Heidi H. Trottier was hard at work on Water Street along with traffic control volunteers, ensuring that vendors had what they needed and operations ran smoothly. She said that volunteers worked well Saturday morning to help vendors set up shop. There were 2 holding areas this year on Beale Avenue and Morse Road to provide pacing. It was good. Everyone wasn't bunched up together, she said. Sandwich Fest featured 74 vendors, including local businesses such as the Happy Lotus Candles and the Beaded Wire, as well as nonprofits such as We Can and town groups such as the Commission on Disability. Food vendors such as the Rotary Club of Bourne Sandwich, Cape Cod Slush, and Adobo Republic were particularly popular with crowds. The vendors did really well. Food vendors almost sold out of all their food, Trottier said. As families strolled and shopped, some members sported flashy face paint, while others walked fashionably dressed pups prepared for Oceanside Animal Hospital's dog parade. This year, vendor booths were kept to one side of the street. Johnson said that people were happy about the change. With the incredible amount of people that attended, it made it for a broader path for the golf carts to travel throughout the fest in a safe manner. The golf carts help handicapped people navigate the event and also individuals needing assistance, she said. Trottier said that the chamber plans on improving accessible parking areas and getting more golf carts to shuttle attendees to and from parking areas next year. Tunes started drifting through the village at 1 p.m., marking the start of Porch Fest. From folk to rock to jazz and blues, performers offered a variety of genre for attendees to enjoy. Sandwich Arts Alliance President Kathy Abin said that a number of artists new to Porch Fest performed this year, including John Paul Jazz at the Isaiah Jones Homestead, the Blues Crew at Snowy Owl, and Pete and Emma at Beth's Bakery. That is the mission of the Arts Alliance. We want to give people a shot, she said. You could be amazing. You could have a brand name, or you could just be starting out and building your performance career. But the point is, you will always have a space with us, she said. This year, Porch Fest expanded onto Route 6A, with those performers being mic'd up. Despite nearby traffic and crowds gathered around performers, Aubin said that the music could still be heard. I'm very happy we made that decision to put some folks on Route 6A, and it's just going to expand the network, she said. Aubin added that she has already witnessed the benefit of the connective tissue that the event created. She has noticed Porch Fest performer Salt Clouds playing at Press Ahead Coffee a few days after the event. Aubin said that the dual events benefited both the Sandwich Chamber of Commerce and the Sandwich Arts Alliance, being that the two groups can share resources. The dual event is traditionally held on the first Saturday in October. Next year's event is currently planned for Saturday, October 3rd, 2026. Next article is State Fire Marshal. Chiefs urge residents to replace expired smoke alarms. State Fire Marshal John M. Devine and the Fire Chiefs Association of Massachusetts, FCAM, are raising awareness to a wave of smoke alarms that are nearing the end of their useful lifespans. In 2015, a change to the Massachusetts Comprehensive Fire Safety Code set a new requirement that replacement smoke alarms in most Massachusetts homes have a sealed 10-year battery and a hush feature. This requirement reduces the likelihood that residents will disable the device after a nuisance alarm from cooking smoke or remove the batteries for use in another device. Smoke alarms are like any other appliance. They don't last forever, said Brockton Fire Chief Brian Nardelli, who serves as FCAM's first vice president. Right now, the alarms that were purchased and put into service 10 years ago are reaching the end of their useful lifespan. If the manufacturing date on the back of your alarm is more than 10 years old, or if it doesn't have a date, replace it right away. If it's not 10 years old and it takes alkaline batteries, this is a great time to put fresh batteries in to be sure you're protected through the winter. When it's time to replace your smoke alarms, we strongly recommend choosing new alarms that meet UL standard 217 8th edition or later, said State Fire Marshal John M. Devine. Look for that language on the packaging of the product specifications. These devices use the latest multi-criteria technology, which helps to prevent nuisance alarms caused by cooking smoke, and never disable a smoke alarm. Tragically, we found working smoke alarms at only about 1/3 of last winter's fatal fires. Sealed battery smoke alarms are powered by lithium-ion batteries, so please don't put them in your household trash or recycling, said Duxbury Fire Chief Rob Reardon. If they're crushed or punctured in a compactor truck or a transfer station, they could cause a fire that's very difficult to extinguish. As lithium-ion batteries have become more common, we've started seeing more and more of these trash and transfer station fires, and it's a safe bet that the root cause is battery damage. Each spring and fall, the Massachusetts Fire Service reminds residents to check their smoke and carbon monoxide alarms when they change their clocks. The reminder is especially urgent this year as so many smoke alarms may need to be replaced. The State Fire Marshal's Office and Fire Chiefs Association of Massachusetts urge residents to follow these safety tips. Check the manufacturing date printed on the back of your smoke and carbon monoxide alarms. Replace smoke alarms after 10 years and carbon monoxide alarms according to the manufacturer's instructions, usually after 5, 7, or 10 years depending on make and model. Choose new smoke alarms from a well-known national brand and look for the mark of an independent testing lab such as UL or Intertek ETL, and be sure the replacement alarm has a sealed, long-life battery and a hush feature and meets UL standard 217, 8th edition or later. Many communities have programs that can assist older or low-income residents who need help installing or maintaining their alarms. Contact your local fire department for more information. The next article is Outer Cape Great Beach Cleanup begins October 17th. The Center for Coastal Studies will conduct its 10th annual Great Beach Cleanup on 4 consecutive days, Friday, October 17th through Monday, October 20th, beginning at Coast Guard Beach in Eastham and concluding at Race Point Beach in Provincetown. Volunteers may choose to join on one or more days. The cleanups are full days, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., rain or shine, with an exception for hurricanes. Following the Great Beach Cleanup, the collected debris will be sorted and inventoried at the 4-day trash tally, tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, October 22nd through Saturday, October 25th. Registration for both cleanup and tally is required for participation. Additional details will be sent following registration. Registration links can be found at coastalstudies.org. The Center for Coastal Studies, CCS, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to understanding, preserving, and protecting marine ecosystems and the coastal environment through applied research, education, and public policy initiatives. Next article is MBCC to host PFAS Health Effects webinar. The Massachusetts Breast Cancer Coalition is hosting a free webinar on Thursday, October 16th from noon to 1 p.m. Laurel Schrader, a senior scientist at Silent Spring Institute, will provide an update on PFAS health effects and exposure research in Massachusetts. Schrader leads the Institute's water quality research on PFAS and other contaminants as she studies PFAS chemicals in drinking water, consumer products, and food. She also analyzes drinking water contamination from septic system and environmental justice disparities in drinking water quality. The webinar is free and will be moderated by Barbara Malkins, MBCC Board President. Our next article is Women's Club sponsors New York City trip. The Sandwich Women's Club is now selling spots on their bus day trip to New York City on Saturday, December 6th. The trip serves as one of the club's annual fundraisers, with most proceeds going to the community. Anyone is welcome to join the trip. The itinerary includes leaving from and returning to Sandwich Middle High School and arriving in Manhattan, with the entire day and early evening in the city free for exploring. Tickets are $85 per person and are limited. To learn more details and to sign up, visit www.sandwichwomensclub.org. The article is Falmouth Academy Open House set for November 1st. Falmouth Academy invites families to attend its fall open house on Saturday, November 1st from 1 to 3 p.m. This event offers families a comprehensive introduction to the school's academic program, community, and approach to education. Guests will have the opportunity to tour the campus with student ambassadors, attend mini classes, hear directly from faculty about the school's curriculum, and gain insights from a student panel. Families tell us that they feel something special the moment that they step onto campus, said David Perry, head of school. Our open house is a chance to experience that feeling firsthand, to meet our students, talk with our teachers, and immerse yourself in the supportive and engaging community that defines Falmouth Academy. To make the Falmouth Academy experience more accessible, bus transportation is available for students traveling from off-Cape, Mid-Cape, the South Coast, and Martha's Vineyard. For families seeking a weekday option, the school also offers a 5-day homestay program, allowing students to live with local host families Monday through Friday and return home on weekends. Families interested in attending are encouraged to register in advance at falmouthacademy.org/admission-events. This article is Firefighter Completes Training Program. Sandwich firefighter Marque Silva was among 20 firefighters who graduated from the Massachusetts Firefighting Academy's 50-day career recruit firefighting training program on October 3rd. Massachusetts firefighters are on the front lines protecting their communities every day, and today's graduates are needed now more than ever, said State Fire Marshal John M. Devine. The hundreds of hours of foundational training they've received will provide them with the physical, mental, and technical skills to perform their jobs effectively and safely. The graduating firefighters represent the fire departments of Avon, Brookline, Dighton, Hyannis, Kingston, Marshfield, Medford, Middleborough, Orleans, Sandwich, Sharon, Somerville, West Bridgewater, Wrentham, and Yarmouth. Students receive classroom training in all basic firefighter skills. They practice first under non-fire conditions and then during controlled fire conditions. To graduate, students must demonstrate proficiency in life safety, search and rescue, ladder operations, water supply, pump operation, and fire attack. Next article is Local Heating Company Organizes Clothing Drive. Cape Cod Biofuels, CCBF, is starting the heating season with a winter clothing drive to collect gently used cold weather gear for those in need across the Cape. Coats, hats, gloves, scarves, and warm layers are all welcome. CCBF heating oil customers can leave the winter gear in a securely tied trash bag, 13 to 55-gallon bag, next to their fill pipe before their next delivery, and CCBF drivers will pick it up. Non-customers in oil-heated homes can leave a donation at their fill pipe and get 15 cents off their first fuel delivery with CCBF. Call 508-833-8666 to schedule a delivery. The general public can drop off items at the CCBF office during business hours. While supplies last, donors will receive a free CCBF t-shirt or hat. Partner restaurants can set up a donation bin for their staff and patrons. CCBF will empty it while emptying the restaurant's waste oil. If the bin overflows, bring it to the CCBF office. All items will be distributed to local shelters, community organizations, and individuals in need during the cold winter months. For more information, visit capecodbiofuels.com or contact Brian Davidson at 802-379-5116. Obituaries. Edward J. Linehan. Edward James Linehan of Forestdale, a U.S. Army veteran, died on October 3rd. He was 93. Born in Flushing, New York, to Edmund and Gertrude McGrath Linehan, he graduated from Babylon High School in Babylon, New York. He served in the U.S. Army during the Korean War, attaining the rank of corporal. He married Ruth Ann Jane Berry in 1963 in Callicoon, New York. They were married for 47 years. He served 24 years in the New York State Police, retiring as an investigator in the Bureau of Criminal Investigations. He was later employed by Cablevision Industries as the regional manager in Foxborough. He was also a member of the American Legion Post number 188 in Sandwich and the Association of Former New York State Troopers, Tri-State Chapter. He leaves his nieces and nephews. In addition to his wife, he was predeceased by his sister, Mary Jane Bacon. Services will be private. Other obituaries. Janine L. Amaral, 82, of Falmouth, died on October 2nd. Michelle L. Battistini, 54, of Falmouth, died on October 2nd. Dorothy C. Faria, 87, of East Falmouth, died on October 1st. Francis J. Goulart, 90, of Mashpee, died on October 4th. Adeline B. Hardy, 97, of Falmouth, died on October 1st. Shirley S. Hersey, 100, of Needham and North Falmouth, died on September 25th. Vincent J. Impertado, 80, of Bourne, died on October 2nd. Irene C. Johnson, 78, of East Falmouth, died on October 3rd. Rose T. Kozarin, 88, of Falmouth, died on October 4th. Lori A. McLeod, 69, of New Bedford, died on July 9th. Robert Marshall, 85, of Falmouth, died on October 2nd. Bonnie V. O'Neill, 85, of Falmouth, died on October 2nd. Nathalie Sotiropoulos, 98, of Falmouth, died on October 5th. Susan P. Twitchell, 66, of East Falmouth, died on October 2nd. Robert N. Vidier, 83, of Woods Hole, died on October 4th. Vicki J. Young, 74, of T-Ticket, died on October 7th. We now have time for arts, culture, and living. We'll start off with Autumn Gathering will be Nye Museum season send-off. The Nye Museum will hold its annual Autumn Gathering celebration on Saturday, October 18th from noon to 4 p.m. This event is free, rain or shine, and is open to the public. Special guests will include the Yarmouth Minutemen, who will set up an encampment on the museum grounds. Visitors will be able to enjoy free tours of the 1678 Benjamin Nye homestead by costumed docents. Inside the homestead, there will be open hearth cooking demonstrations. Children will be able to enjoy making an old-time sweat bag. Amy Larkin, a strolling fiddler, will be playing festive music on site. There will be a reenactment of the 1774 Rochester March, which was the start of the Cape Cod Revolution. The march will feature special guests from the Sandwich American Legion, Sandwich Guards, the Yarmouth Minutemen, Sandwich Boy Scout troop members, and local historians Jim Coogan, Jeremy Shea, and Mike Welch. The march will start at 2 p.m. The Autumn Gathering is the closing day for the museum's 2025 season. The Nye family was among the original settlers of Sandwich, settling first in Spring Hill and then shortly thereafter building the homestead at its current site in 1678. The museum complex consists of 3 separate historic buildings, all detailing different facets of the Nye family throughout the years. The Nye homestead operates as a historic house museum. The Old Grange Hall is a community and exhibition space, and the Mill Museum interprets the industrial history of the old fish hatchery trails. The museum is open from mid-June through mid-October, Tuesdays through Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. More information can be found at www.nyemuseum.org, so that's nyemuseum.org, or by calling 508-888-4213. Next article is Snowy Owls are subject of 2 documentary films. Nature Screen at the Cape Cod Museum of Natural History in Brewster will present a double feature, Snowy Owls of Logan Airport, an award-winning short-form documentary, and Magic of the Snowy Owl, an original PBS nature documentary on Thursday, October 16th at 11:30 a.m. Norman Smith has dedicated his life to protecting and relocating snowy owls from Boston's busiest airport runways. Called the Owl Man of Logan Airport, Smith has single-handedly relocated more than 900 snowy owls, creating the blueprint of how airports across the United States and Canada can manage wildlife conflict. Anna Miller's short-form documentary, Snowy Owls of Logan Airport, is the recipient of the 2025 American Conservation Film Festival's Audience Choice Award, the 2025 New Bedford Film Festival's Best Documentary Short Award, and the 2024 Mystic Film Festival's Best New England Film Award, among others. Though snowies naturally stand out for their beauty, intelligence, and charm in their eerie, bleak Arctic home, it is their determination and survival skills that are truly magical. In Magic of the Snowy Owl, audiences see how, throughout the long months of the Arctic winter, life is difficult, if not impossible, for all but the toughest and most experienced of animals. Snowy owls are built for the challenge, their every sense and skill honed to take on their frozen world. Then the brief Arctic summer approaches, bringing light back to the tundra, and they embark upon an even more daunting challenge than keeping themselves alive, breeding and raising young in one of the harshest environments on the planet. The screenings are included with museum admission. Next article is Comedy Night at the Seacrest will feature Jimmy Dunn. Jimmy Dunn will be part of Flapjack Comedy's show at the Seacrest in North Falmouth on Saturday, October 18th. Jimmy Dunn will headline a night of comedy at the Seacrest Beach Resort in North Falmouth on Saturday, October 18th. Along with Dunn, the evening will feature opening act Dan Bulger and host Dave Lamb. Dunn is a stand-up comedian and actor from Boston, known for his laid-back style and New England charm. He got his start telling jokes in a bar in Gloucester, where he was paid in beer and fried clams. Dunn went on to perform on The Late Show with David Letterman, Conan, and Just for Laughs in Montreal. He played Sean McCarthy in the sitcom The McCarthys, and more recently appeared as Moose, a Boston bartender in the Frasier reboot. Dunn also co-wrote episodes of Loudermilk with Peter Farrelly and continues touring the country with his sharp, relatable comedy. Doors open at 7 p.m., showtime is 8 p.m., tickets are $30 and can be purchased through the Flapjack Comedy website. The Seacrest Beach Resort is at 350 Quaker Road in North Falmouth. And next for fun is a family cooking party that is set at Greenbrier. The Greenbrier Nature Center in Sandwich will host a pumpkin patch party in its historic jam kitchen for an adult and child working together on Saturday, October 18th from 4 to 6:30 p.m. Participants will cook together to create a menu of roasted pumpkin and apple soup, honey glazed carrots with creams Grenache, lemon herb chicken thighs, and pumpkin bread with homemade maple butter. The fee is $75 per adult-child pair. Call 508-888-6870 to register. And coming up, Cape Cod Book Festival will begin on October 18th. The Cape Cod Book Festival will take place in several locations this month. Best-selling authors will talk about books within the theme of love and joy. Tickets to events can be purchased through the Cape Cod Book Festival website. Opening the festival on Saturday, October 18th at 11 a.m. will be best-selling author Susan Orlean, who will be talking about her memoir, Joyride, at Cotuit Center for the Arts. New Yorker writer and best-selling author Orlean's memoir of finding a creative calling and purpose is told with a sense of delight. Orlean will be moderated by former Oprah Winfrey Book Club editor Lee Haber. On Friday, October 24th, from 6:30 to 8 p.m., Sandwich High School will host an evening with Mitch Albaum. Albaum will discuss his latest novel, Twice. A book signing will follow American author Albaum's Tuesdays with Morrie. New love story explores how unchecked desires might mean losing what we've had all along. Albaum's book will be moderated by author and founder of the Cape Cod Book Festival, Lois Cahal. Cotuit Center for the Arts on Saturday, October 25th at 1:30 p.m. will host a talk by Eliana Ramage and her book To the Moon and Back, moderated by People Magazine senior books editor Liz Schumer. In To the Moon and Back, one young woman's relentless quest to become the first Cherokee astronaut will irrevocably alter the fates of the people she loves most. Ramage is a citizen of the Cherokee Nation. The final festival event, a talk by New York Times best-selling author Joseph Finder, moderated by Lois Cahill, will be held on October 25th from 2:45 to 4 p.m. at Cotuit Center for the Arts. Finder's new novel, The Oligarch's Daughter, marries the dynastic opulence of succession with a sense of disorienting spycraft of The Americans. Cahill is the founder of the Cape Cod Festival and author most recently of The Many Lives and Loves of Hazel Lavery. Books will be available for purchase. Only books purchased at the events will be signed. And next is Comedy Night will benefit Children's Museum. The Cape Cod Children's Museum will present Ships and Giggles comedy show on Friday, October 17th at the museum. Doors will open at 5:30 p.m. Showtime is 6:30 p.m. The show will feature headliner John Turco along with MC Chrissy Judge and comedian Mark Solich. In addition to a cash bar, the 21-plus event will include an auction to benefit the museum. General admission tickets are $50. Reserved seating is $75. Tickets can be purchased through the venue's website. The museum is at 577 Great Neck Road South in Mashpee. Next, there's an improv show that will feature Colin Mottry and Brad Sherwood. The Tilden Arts Center on the campus of Cape Cod Community College will host an evening of comedy featuring Colin Mottry and Brad Sherwood, the duo from TV's Whose Line Is It Anyway?, on Saturday, October 18th at 8 p.m. In Asking for Trouble, Mottry and Sherwood, armed with their lightning-fast improvisational skit wits, transform audience suggestions into an unpredictable evening of nonstop comedy. Tickets are available through the Spectacle Live website or through etix.com. And Library honors artist Dodge McKnight. The Sandwich Public Library held an event honoring the life and legacy of renowned watercolorist Dodge McKnight on Wednesday, October 1st. The event featured 3 guest speakers: June Murphy, board member of the Friends of the Sandwich Town Archives, art historian Julia Blakely, and Hannah Chu from the Clark Arts Institute. The event was made possible by a donation from the Sandwich Public Library Board of Trustees in memory of Gail Zeltman Ravitz, former president of the Friends of the Sandwich Public Library. That is all that I have time for. This is Shannon, your reader. Wishing everybody to stay safe and enjoy the weekend and hopefully stay dry on Sunday. Thank you so much. Bye.